Alrighty. Oh, I have to switch this back, huh? The stream. Let's turn that off. If you're using the new UI, you might have to adjust the size of the actual text or the size of the text box. Let me create a UI. Yeah, so that's the new UI text. Actually, yeah. So I'm in 2D. Get to my text. So it's you have more than one line. So I have new text, and my next line. So it's not showing up here because there's not enough room in the text to show it. So I have two choices. I can take my text size down, or I can increase the size of my box. You can also use best fit, and that would try, I guess, to, let's say if we make our max size smaller, it'll try to add it in there for you. Yeah, Newline character. I'm not sure if it works here in the UI, but that's the Newline character. If you put this in a string, uh, it'll give you string breaks. Now you can test it out. When I use Newline characters, I don't usually pass them directly in the string like this, because it might read it as a string. But if you're using string format, it'll split it up right. So any one of these functions will give you the results you want. String concatenate. So say that's the power of the being. And let's say it's 20. And I can add a new line character here. That would split it, right? So then I can have my what? I don't know. What's the next thing you can have? Armor. So we can either, yeah, you can do this, but this is discouraged. We can say to string. I'm sorry. But this would give you two lines, and you can pass that into Unity UI text. Yeah, Unity Engine. When that prints out in the text, it'll break the line. So I'm not sure if you can see that completely. So here you can concatenate with new lines, or you can use good old string format. Yeah. So you can go use good old string format and pass in your indices as such. So you can either have this as one of the indices, 0, 1, get the armor on the other side, but using a character into the string format or string concatenate will give you a new line break. I don't think this would also work, because I've done this before in string format. That'll give you a new line break for Windows at least. So give those a try and see if that works. So of course that needs to be converted to a flat. That's what those are. Yeah, it keeps bugging me about that. Text value, cool. Hey, one thing, are you running that in a loop? If so, do not use the plus override concatenator. Use string format, string concatenate, or use a string builder. Because strings are really, really, really funny objects. They're the most fickle objects in all of programming. So each of those calls that I'm looking at now is defining a brand new string on in your heap. So for instance, the pressed value, adding it to the blank, that defines a brand new string on your heap. Then it adds that string to the anti-a value, which also defines a new string, and it does that all the way up. So you're defining 1, 2, 3, a lot of strings in there. Yeah, that's garbage collection. So for instance, replace all of those pluses with a comma and just add string concatenate outside your loop. So you would say, for instance, here, it would say string dot, it would say string concat, and everything else would be just fine. So just remove the pluses, change them to commas, and start your line with this instead of this. And that would give you the same quick result. Yeah, using that plus sign on strings is really, really bad. It's an easy way, but it burns up a lot of memory really, really quick and invokes a lot of garbage collection. But if you're not seeing any real slowdown, I guess you can go ahead and use it. But if you do, that's the first place I'll check in the profiler for those. But all right, works great. Chairs, I got that. And let's zoom in on our slab. So we have a ramp. If we go flat, we have no change. Oh boy, no. All right. Let me see what. Just want to see what that is. My site's not very good. Yeah, it's just added in. Is if that is that's no space. You may not even need that. Is that? It looks like just a string empty, an empty string. So I would say that is the same as. Oh yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying. Yes, yes, yes. You use string empty. There you go. Okay. I was a little confused there. I was like, yeah, string. That's just type it in. My bad. I don't want to save that. Cancel, close. Oh. Just add that as a normal value in your concatenation. That's the character code for Newline. grab these out. I think, for instance, you'd have something like this. You can also define that new line outside of your scope at class scope as a static or a constant even, and so you can reuse it. So I would go string concat, and then you would have your empty strings there. What is that? And string empty is ginormous, so you can probably just define a quick little S for it. Just do all the empties. So now we have all the empty strings gone, and let's just replace all the pluses with commas. Okay, so that should be valid there. Let me get it on one line. I don't think that's possible. But yeah, this will concatenate all your strings. Now if you need a new line character, I'd define a char nl equals new line. Drop my n in here, define that, and you can pass this in anywhere. So if you want to new line this piece, you do that, and you got a new line. And you new line that piece, and you'll be good to go there. So you can pass that in as this also. Don't know how familiar you are with the string formatting, but this can also be expressed in that same form. Okay, let's step through and see what we got. So our array size is 9. Yep, sweet deal. Let's see what kind of a sweet emote we got here for that. Then we have a cool cat. I really gotta learn my emotes. That's probably why I didn't integrate them in my API, because I don't really mess around with them. I thought I saw something like that. Yeah, that might be the one. Okay. Uh-huh. Alright, sweet. Yeah, man, it all depends. You're in full control. Even the char too, I'll pull that out. You know, like I said, and anytime you have to define it once, if you're doing this in the string all the time, just pull it out. Yeah, this needs to be together. It's not a space. Yeah, that's not a space. We've recently started a Patreon campaign, and if you like these videos, check us out at Patreon/CalloCreation. Thank you.